What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Cookie DAO today. Before we get into the video, I just want to say that I am planning on making some short-term plays with Cookie DAO. I bought some more today at 20 cents. My original purchase was at 23 cents. It went down to 19 cents. Bought more today or yesterday? Today at 20 cents. It was today. It might have been yesterday in the charts. And then I'm planning on buying more after this video, actually. And we're sitting right now at about 21, 22 cents, right? We're at 21.7 cents now. The reason why I want to buy more, and the reason why I'm probably going to put more short-term play money into this thing, is because I think it's about to rip up to prices that are above 40 cents, right? So you're about to see a nice, probably like 90, 80% rip, if not more than 100%, right? The minimum target that I would give for this thing is something around 34%. So that's about a 55% move. I do expect you to move up to about 40 cents itself, so that's an 83% move. And if you surpass my expectations, which you really could, and you go up to these areas of resistance here, which are also at your 1886 over here, you could see a move that takes you up about 107% overall. I expect this to happen very soon, right? We're on the 4-hour time frame. 4-hour time frame right now. Just based off this kind of path that we're on, I don't know if you draw some higher lows here, higher highs here if we're trying to go off of it. It's not the most perfect lines. Let's try and do a little bit straighter. I don't know why I always do it that way. Let's see. I should just use the straight lines. I should know by now that I can't draw straight lines, man. Low here to those lows, yeah, something like this, right? I think we're bouncing off of this channel. We're going to come to the upside at a pace something like this. Maybe it's a little bit earlier, maybe it's a little bit later, right? But something around 44 cents to 40 cents is likely where you're going to go. That's my assumption. And that makes sense too, because if you look at the price, right, the area that we could find resistance at would be right here at about 34 cents. At the high, that's at about 46 cents. So something right in that range. That's what I'm expecting. That's what I'm expecting. And it comes in line pretty well with our fib targets as well. We look at the 4-hour RSI. We're definitely postured in a very positive way. Okay, you're getting this nice curve. Higher lows, and then a nice kind of curve up. Maybe it's not even a curve. It kind of looks like a curve, right? Doesn't it? It almost looks like a curve, but I don't know if with this it looks like a curve, but maybe I'm just seeing what I want to see. At any rate, you're bouncing off of the 40, rejecting the 60, coming back up above the 60 again. That's a really good look, you guys. I think that getting into the overbought zone will solidify this move that I'm talking about, and I think that at this rate right now, just at the current pace, I would expect that by the end of today, likely by the end of today, we would see this move beginning. And it might even happen by the time most of you guys watch this video. I probably should have just bought more without even making this video first, but I really am under the impression that it's going to go higher. I'm not kidding. I'm going to buy more Cookie DAO at whatever price it's at right now once this video is over. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but I do think it's at a good price to buy right now. Again, the reason being is that it stands to grow anything from like at a minimum 50%, but truly at a minimum, it's going to be something of like 80% to over 100% growth. And I think that's going to happen by the end of this week. I really do. This would be a nice kind of play to get in and get out of. Like I said, I'm doing a short-term trade with this. I also have some money in this that is meant for a long-term that I'm not going to touch, right? But if you're looking for a short-term play, it's good to get in. If you're looking to a long-term play, it's also a good time to get in. So, you know, tomato, potato, whatever, it's going to do fine. You also have, man, I need to end this video so I can buy some. You also have this nice Adam and Eve look right here. Okay, broke out of that. Coming up more, having this nice parallel channel going upwards, right? That's a good look. You're at the base of this channel here, likely going to go higher. We've already said that. Let me get into the daily RSI and see what we're doing here. So we look pretty bullish here, bouncing right off the 40, getting above the 50 here. I'm not saying that we have to go all the way up to the overbought zone. In fact, I wouldn't expect that. I would expect that we find resistance probably at the 60. If we made a move up today, that was about 100%. If we moved all the way up to this 35 cent and above targets, maybe not even today, but over the coming days, we would likely see a move that takes us right up to the 60. I would anticipate that if we move up to this area that we find some turbulence, we probably pull back. This thing is volatile. It's volatile on the way up, and at times it's not, and it's volatile on the way down. You know what I mean? So I do expect, and especially because you're retracing this overall range right now, I don't think that you're just going to blast through the roof at your first attempt. I mean, maybe you do, but you're probably not going to. You're probably going to figure yourself out before moving higher, right? I want to look at Bitcoin just as an example here. And Bitcoin's a lot higher of a market cap, but let me just show you what I mean, right? So whenever you're at your high to your low and you retrace that, you don't just shoot all the way up immediately, right? You had to like find some volatility. There were plenty of tradable options. There was a moment here where you made a rather fast ascension, but whenever you retrace all the way up to your high from your low, you didn't just go like this all the way up there, right? It took you it took you quite a bit of time to work your way back up to this high. That's all I'm trying to say. And this is just one moment that I'm talking about. I mean, we could probably go through and find other moments too, right? Like a high to low here. You didn't, and your bear cycle high to low, right? You didn't give it all back all at once. You had to work for it. And then once you got above the high, that's when you picked up the pace. That's when you picked up the pace. You see what I'm saying? So all I'm trying to say by that is Cookie Dow, it could do anything. We could just go right through the roof at any moment, but likely I would expect you probably find resistance here at about 35 to 46 cents in that area. You probably pull back down to about just above where you're at now, below 30 cents or right around 30 cents. And then you work your way up to these highs, consolidate again, and then you start breaking out and moving higher, probably later in March or very early March, something like that. I do expect that by the end of this month, you will be either really close to these highs, if not interacted with these highs, or you might even be above these highs. So by the end of the month, it's the 17th of February now. That's a move, what I would be calling for. That's a move that would be up over 280%. You guys, the average altcoin, this is the others chart. I just did this in another video. Others, I expect the average altcoin by the end of March to move up at a minimum of 210%. 210% is the minimum target. For Cookie Dow, just to move up to its relative high, it's 280%. That's not even its minimum target. Its minimum target from a high to a low here, the true minimum, and this probably isn't even an actual minimum in my opinion, by the end of March, like relative to this move here, if it would let me click on it, that at the 1272, that's a 500% growth, right? That's Cookie's minimum move. The average altcoin is less than half of that. So this thing, I'm just saying, for potential short-term play, long-term play, whether you want to hold it by the end of this week, make the short-term play at 42 to 45 cents with me, or at 35 cents. And I say with me, it's not financial. It's not a financial advisor. I'm just telling you, I'm planning on doing this right now, so you could do it with me if you want to. Maybe it works out. Maybe we buy here, we sell here, and then it comes back down. We can double dip again and then get back in. You know, we can play it. Maybe we sell here and then it rips without us. That's why we have a long-term bag anyways. And we take the profits from this and we can roll it into something that hasn't popped off yet, right? We can say, sayonara, we're still holding some, and it's going to, you know, right or wrong, you're still going to be making money. But truthfully, by the end of March, I see this thing going all the way up to about $2.50, which that's at about, that's an 11x from here, you guys. That's an 11x from here. It genuinely, I believe, will go up that high, if not higher, by the end of March. Okay, from a high to a low here, you take this into consideration. When you break above the 1618, okay, I just want to make it very clear actually what's going on here, okay? So you found resistance here at the 1618. You went back to the 886. Generally speaking, anytime you do this, right, this is your primary extended target area, the 1272 to the 1618. When you break above the 1618, which I definitely would assume you do, because once you go above this high, you're going to be breaking the 1618. Your next target area is the 1886 to the 2618. You are literally green lighted for anything and everything in this area. Literally as high as $10 you are. You're at 22 cents now. I'm telling you, you're green lighted for targets that are at $10. Does that mean you're going to achieve that by the end of March? I mean, maybe, but probably not, right? Probably not. If we grow at this same pace, what was this? Let's see. From a low to a high here, that was a 41. I mean, maybe we'd get there at that pace, wouldn't we? Let's see. From a low here to that high, so we still wouldn't get to $10, but we could get to $5. Yes, by the end of March, if we grew at that same pace. Now, I don't expect, and I'm glad I actually did that. I didn't do this intentionally, but I don't expect that this move carries on at this same pace. If it does carry on at that pace, if we are moving up at that line, I don't think that it moves up at the same overall growth, right? I would think that we stop somewhere at $1.77 to $2.33, but we're at 22 cents now. That is the potential for over a 10x by the end of March. If we surpass that, if we truly do move at the same pace as this, same velocity, same like strength and everything, we would reach for 445 or higher, likely again by the end of March. And I think these targets of $4.45, $10 and beyond, right? And beyond, you guys. I think they're all on the table for later down the road, right? Cookie Dow, if we look at it here, let's see. Cookie's worth 78 million right now. To get to a 100x, you would have to have a $7.8 billion market cap, a 100x from here. A 100x on the price would make it at $22. I think this thing absolutely has 100x capabilities. I think it has 200, 300, 400x capabilities. I genuinely do believe that by the end of the cycle, you're at 22 cents now. This coin could be worth over $100. I'm just saying. If not over $100, certainly something that's above 22, something that's more than 100x from here. So when I say it's a good long-term play too, I really mean that. I like the weekly bounce that you got going on here off of the 50. That's a good setup, right? Very nice positive look here. You're finding support right at previous areas of resistance. It's perfect. It's so perfect, you guys. Literally from a low to a high here, finding support right on, or right around, I should say, the 0.5. I guess it's not right on the 0.5, but that's fine. Kind of abnormal, but not in a bad way, in a good way, right? This actually would suggest that you go lower. And the fact that you didn't, you had a bullish engulfing candle with decent volume, and you ate back, you gave the price, you closed the week, the candle right back up above the 382 there. The fact that you did that negates this lower looking look. Anytime that you look like you want to go lower and then you pull a reversal, that actually is a very good indication that you're not only not going lower, but you're about to fly to the upside. So I really think that this is kind of a last call. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but I'm going to look you in the eye right now. If you've been curious, if you've been interested, if you've been somewhat tempted to get invested in Cookie DAO at all, it's basically a now or never moment. I don't want anybody watching this video in a week or two asking, is it a good time to get into Cookie DAO? It probably still will be, relatively speaking, but it won't be at 22 cents. It'll be above 40 cents in a week or two. It'll be higher than that in a week or two. You know what I mean? So it's necessary. It's not now or never, but this might be one of the last ideal moments. I mean, you look at the chart, it's not even the most ideal moment in this thing's history, but you are still basically right at this all-time high here, right? You're right there. From that all-time high to this all-time high, that is a 291% growth. You could have bought at this all-time high here and been totally fine, right? You have that opportunity to do it now, but now you're instead of confirming this as resistance, you're confirming this area as support. You're only going to go up, man. You're only going to go up. And that's what I'll leave the video with. So I got nothing else for you. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Again, none of it's financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I mean everything that I say. I believe in everything that I say, but I can be wrong. I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again. I don't know if you guys just heard a little girl screaming, but that was my 2-year-old daughter. She's having fun with her mom, apparently. So anyways, that's all I got for you guys. Take it easy. I'll see you on the next one. Hit the like button. Subscribe. Bye-bye.